Welcome to Ottawa in the Know. I'm your host, Julie Findlay, and we have got a jam-packed hour ahead. Amazing food, holiday market magic, money-saving advice and wisdom, practical tips to keep your family grounded this season. Our guests are ready to inspire, inform, and get you prepared for the holidays. But my next guest, I've been so excited to have her on, sharing her love of food with viewers for years, whether it's cooking, baking, celebrating with friends and family. She brings warmth, expertise, and passion for good food to every kitchen. And she's joining us for two segments. Welcome Paula Roy, culinary creator and the face of Constantly Cooking, and Paula Roy's favorite foods on Rogers TV. You have such a big introduction. I have to have you on for two segments.
Well, thank you, Julie. It's an honor to be here on your show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for making the time. It's a busy time of year, so you are first going to set us up for some great gift ideas.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
So cookbooks. I find that it's a great idea for people who have particular tastes. You're not sure about what kind of wine to get for them, or do they want your home baking or do they not? And cookbooks are something they can explore in their own way. So I've picked 6 new Canadian titles that I want to talk about, and they're all just outstanding.
Okay, I'm going to point to one and you're going to tell me the title and what we get from it.
So this is My Best Friend is Gluten-Free, and this is a now Vancouver-based chef and author, and her now husband is celiac, so she started creating recipes for him to enjoy Asian food without all the heavy gluten sauces like soy sauce. People don't realize that that has gluten in it, and lots of other things, noodles and so on. And it started as this blog which took off, and then she embarked on this cookbook journey, and it's outstanding. Each recipe comes with a recommended song, so you can build a playlist as you go through the book.
Really?
Lots of tips on how to make a dish your own, adjust the amount of spice, how to stock an Asian pantry. So I've cooked about 8 recipes from that book, and they're all so delicious and really accessible, not too challenging, not a really long ingredient list, and just so good.
That's fantastic, because gluten-free is also just a way of life as well,
right.
Especially if you're something that you want to start doing. This is fantastic. Thank you. Okay, second one.
So this book of sandwiches, this is the book you get for the teenage boy who wants to explore cooking a little bit more, right? What boy doesn't love sandwiches? I mean, lots of people love sandwiches. Basics like grilled cheese, but really amped up. There's one called Hot Mess, one chapter, and they're just delicious, messy, wonderful, overloaded sandwiches. Really great pictures, really easy to follow. A lot of fun. I laughed out loud reading that book, so
and that's really, it's just those basic tips, because they always get used to, and I'm going back to boys a little, not to generalize, they get used to an idea of what a sandwich looks like. But when you throw something in and you have pictures, that's fantastic. I like that one. Okay, I feel like I'm buying 2 already. Next one.
So no stranger to this show, Chef Justin Champagne-Lagarde here from Ottawa, and his restaurant Perch is a stellar dining experience. If people haven't been, I highly recommend that you check it out. So he has distilled, I think, his soul literally into this book. He visited the suppliers that he loves across the country, and he tells amazing stories about them. The photos are, it makes it coffee table worthy, truly, the photos by chef turned photographer Sarah Farmer, and you just learn about the terroir of our land and why it matters to connect with the land. So the recipes are, I would say, a little bit on the challenging side, really good for a keen cook who wants to take their game up a few notches.
He actually was on Ottawa in the Know, and I asked him to tell one of his favorite things, and he said it was a sturgeon safari. That's how he explained it. 4:30 in the morning he got up, he did the safari, 6-foot sturgeons. They actually went to land and they cracked open caviar, they had champagne. It really, you can tell talking to him, he really
his passion, and his passion comes through in the book in spades.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
So this one, this is 2 chefs in the, I have to get it right, in the garden, that's right. You want to say kitchens. So these are Peterborough-based chefs. Lynn Crawford's really famous from Food TV in Canada, and her partner Laura Kirk. So they have a 100-acre farm, I think it is, near Peterborough, and they tend these gardens, they cook with their little kids, and this book is like a love letter to vegetables. It's just so many inspiring recipes. The photos are really moody and atmospheric, which I love, and they suggest opportunities to create vegetable dishes that I never would have thought of before.
Which is great. We have a lot of talk about being more vegetarian,
that's right,
having options, and then taking what's available for us during the year. Okay.
So this is called Heydays, and it's a great retro diner in Sauble Beach on the shores of Lake Huron, and it's just fun. The whole book is fun. They've got amazing lobster rolls. They've got really great retro cocktails, a whole bunch of neat sauces, just a fun book. This would be the kind of book to give give to someone who likes to cook with friends, because you could take turns picking recipes and just have a lot of fun cooking together.
Oh, that's good, like a little book club. Just pass it around and have somebody else doing it. That's lovely. Okay.
And then this one is called Kitten and the Bear. This is the most adorable food shop in Toronto, and they have a cafe. They sell their own artisanal preserves and baking. They've got really neat housewares as well. And this is focused primarily on preserves and on baking. And this book would be ideal for someone who really likes to gift things from their kitchen. Okay. So they can make really unique combinations of jams and jellies, really great baking. And they're just, I've met one of the authors, so nice. And the book is just, I don't know, it just made me feel happy when I was reading it. So.
And it's just that, because I love that, and I know a lot of people want to learn how to do it. Does it give you really helpful tips of how to do it?
All the books are really step-by-step focused. That's a big thing I look for in a cookbook. I want to know I'm going to have success. And you read the recipe, you feel confident that, yeah, I can do this.
Yes, okay, that's right from Paula Roy. We only have about 2 minutes left.
Okay.
I think we talk about other stocking stuffers that have made it on your list.
That's right. So I love to recommend these sheathed knives, and not the dollar store ones, folks, sorry to say. These ones by Cuisinart are great. There's other great brands that make them. Perfect for camping, picnicking, whatever, but also safe in a household where you got little fingers in the drawers.
Yeah.
So and it keeps them sharp because they're not crashing around against other things. Stockings.
Says the new grandmother, but we'll talk about that on another show. Congratulations.
Sure. I'll be making baby food this time next year. Wait for
it.
Stocking stuffers for athletic people. This is a chocolate mint protein shake. Really delicious. Again, you could stuff a couple of those in a stocking. Great for grab and go breakfast people. I've also got tinned seafood by Nice Cans. Chef Charlotte Langley, who many people in Ottawa know. We love Charlotte. And this tinned seafood, her line is amazing. And tool for a new-ish cook. This is a 4-in-1 multi-grater by Zwilling. It's so helpful, and it packs up nice and compact, and you can do coarse grating, fine grating, slicing, and so on. So this is a really good tip for someone stocking a kitchen for the first time.
That is brilliant. We've got cookbooks, we got stocking stuffers. Don't go away, because we will be right back. We have an opportunity to have Paula Roy, new grandmother, up next.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Welcome to Community News and Events on Rogers TV Channel 22. I'm Josh Rackless, and I'm 150 years old, telling you how I celebrated Christmas when I was a kid. The historic Rideau Hall Rink resumes public skating in early January, offering Ottawa residents a classic winter edition in a truly unique setting. Originally built in the 1870s, like I was, the rink has long welcomed families, beginners, and seasoned skaters for free outdoor fun on the Governor General's grounds. I've known so many Governor Generals. This year's newly refrigerated ice surface ensures reliable, smooth ice through the whole season, regardless of weather. When I was a kid, it was always bumpy. Surrounded by heritage buildings, which are just regular buildings to me, and peaceful winter scenery, the rink provides a charming escape within the city. Parking is available at nearby residential streets, and not a horse, your actual car. For details and updated hours, visit gg.ca/Rideau Hall. To have your community news or events listed on our website, whatever that is, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888-TAXI-GUY or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Join me, holistic chef Daniela Croco, for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome to Ottawa in the Know. We're back for our second segment with Paula Roy, one of our favorite chefs, always in the kitchen. You can always find her on Rogers Television. And if you missed the first segment, all of these lovely cookbooks and any type of little things that you need to do, stocking stuffers and what's in the know, you can go to constantlycooking.com. But she's here now to share some of her really quick tips and ideas of hostess gifts and things to make on the go. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, this looks lovely. Not too much of a mess in the kitchen, so what have we got?
These are all easy to make recipes that people could do today or December 24th or right before New Year's, whatever you need. Anytime you think, oh gosh, I wish I had a hostess gift for so-and-so. I'm all about supporting local businesses, but maybe you don't have time to run out, or maybe it's the kind of person that you know will really appreciate something that you have crafted with your own two little hands.
Okay,
so
good.
my new favorite thing is red wine infused sea salt. And I have 3 other salt recipes on my website, including a lemon infused one and so on. But this one is my new favorite. You can give it a little sniff.
Yeah.
So pretty. And
that is
great for
really
a finishing
pretty.
salt. Sprinkle it on grilled meat or grilled fish. And yeah, it just looks so nice. And these adorable little jars from the dollar store, like just so simple, package them up. You could do a couple different varieties of salt and put them each in an individual jar.
And is it hard to do the infusion?
So easy. Just soak the salt in red wine vinegar for about 8 hours or overnight, and then drain it and spread it out on parchment paper and bake it in a low oven, I think about 170 Fahrenheit for about an hour. And it just evaporates the rest of the wine, and you're left with this perfect, free-flowing, non-clumpy salt.
I love it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Great for the barbecue guy in your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or just to have on the side when
Yeah.
you're adding salt to anything that you're cooking in
That's
the kitchen.
right.
Yeah.
So for families that are okay with nuts, these are sweet and spicy peanuts that are roasted in the oven. So it's corn syrup and some seasonings, a lot of ginger I like to put in there. And again, spread them out on parchment, bake them, and they come out just so delicious. And yes, of course, you have to taste them. So great little cocktail snack. Yeah. And better than peanut brittle, because you can only eat peanut brittle if you have a dentist in the family. So this is safe.
Said by somebody who might have experienced that. This
yeah.
is perfect. That's lovely.
Jam is always a great idea. I love to gift a loaf of my homemade bread and package it up with some jam for people, and that people go crazy for it. So just think about saving packaging. I got a gift in this little box last year, and I thought, oh, I'm going to save that. So perfect. This is a peach cardamom jam and a blueberry cardamom jam, and both recipes are on my website.
Okay, and they're not hard to make.
No, and small batch. That's my big thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, if we don't have peaches right now, can we use frozen peaches?
I haven't been that happy with it.
Okay,
but the blueberries, I always use frozen wild blueberries, not the big, I call them the commercial ones, the wild ones. And it's perfect for jams like this.
Yeah, and we could still find a big box of those, I think, at Farm Boy.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, lovely.
So everybody knows granola. Everybody loves granola. This is my granola recipe. Again, put it in a cute little container. It just makes it look even more festive. But I've also got savory granola, which I love to put as a salad topper, even on the top of a creamy soup. So it's got some paprika, some cayenne, a bit of chili powder, I think, and just a great pop of crunch. You can snack on it as well. And again, cute little jars. So you don't have to give someone, a liter of it. You can just give them a nice little jar.
Absolutely.
And it's a great idea to write on the back of the tag a suggestion of how they might want to use it in case they're not familiar with it.
Absolutely.
So,
That's a great idea.
Used to top salads and soups or whatever. Marinated olives. I love olives.
Okay, me too. In fact, I didn't always love olives.
Okay.
That's the crazy part. So now I do, so now I'm all in.
Well, fun story. My brand new grandson you keep referencing,
Yes.
his name is Olivier, and my daughter, not his mother, his aunt, decided that his name is Olive Yay. So this is in honor of Olive Yay. So I'm going to have you help me assemble these.
Thank you.
So we've just got mixed olives here without any seasoning, and so we've started.
Pits in, pits out.
Whatever you
Doesn't
wish.
matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got 2 jars started. I'm going to have you add a piece of lemon rind, a little bit of mixed seasoning here, which is thyme, red pepper flakes, and black pepper, and a clove of garlic. To each one. So this would be a great thing to do with kids, for example. Yeah,
Yes.
it's very free form.
Okay, perfect.
I often gave gift cards for teacher gifts, but then we'd also add in something handmade.
Yeah, which is nice,
And
because then they
so-
know it's by them, and you
Exactly.
can always write that they wash their hands.
Yes. And then we're just going to top it up right to the top with more olives. You don't have to use expensive olives for this. They take on so much flavor from the process that you can buy really inexpensive ones, and they look so pretty in the jars, just like little jewels almost. I just love them.
It actually allows people who are hosting. This is fantastic because it's one of those. Oh my gosh, I have Paula Roy's olives.
I can put them out. So I'll have you tuck in the rest of the lemon and the spices and the garlic, and then we just top them with olive oil, and they sit on the counter for usually I'd say at least 3 to 5 days. If you're going to store them for longer, into the fridge they go, and you should take the garlic out because it may spoil.
Okay.
And that's it. So look how easy that is. Doesn't take any time at all.
And then how much oil do you put in?
Enough to pretty much top it up. Okay. So because we are not going to be here all afternoon, we'll just call it a day right now.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah.
So super simple, looks so pretty. You can do a similar marinated cubes of feta cheese. Oh. So delicious. So that recipe is on my website, Constantly Cooking, as well. I've even done marinated butter balls. Scoop the butter, freeze it, marinate it. Sometimes I'll do it like in a balsamic or something.
Oh, that's so
really, really
lovely.
fun. This is a homemade smoky tomato ketchup. People go crazy for this. It's really good with tortilla, obviously great with burgers and hot dogs and everything. So I do a big batch of that, and then I also do a cranberry ketchup, which is delicious for this time of year.
I love cranberry ketchup because I do love that sweet and
tangy.
Tangy, exactly. That flavor for sure.
So again, jars from the dollar store. They're all there. They're just so simple. And I kind of keep my eyes peeled starting like September looking for jars because they fly off the shelves at this time of year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's lots of other makers out there. And then you look for different kinds of packaging options. Like for baking, I would tuck some shortbread into this little treasure chest.
Yes, exactly. And you don't want to make something too big. So something that's a good size like this is good.
Yeah.
I know we only have a minute left. Thank you for all of these great ideas that we can find on Constantly Cooking. What has been your favorite go-to soup and sweet on your website?
Oh my gosh. Well, my personal favorite soup, it changes all the time. Probably a squash apple, which is just so classic. Yeah. And that's one that I serve with the savory granola on top. For sweets, my molasses ginger cookies, which is my family's favorite recipe. I make, I don't know, 100 batches of those a year. It feels like it anyway.
Yeah.
And then a lemon coconut square that's beautiful for gifting. You can cut them on the larger size and then wrap them up in parchment or wax paper and put a pretty bow on them, and it's just perfectly giftable. They look like they came from a bakery.
Okay, you know what? I have tried those ones, and I do tell you that's simple, easy, and great. Thank you, Paula Roy. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everyone. I will see her in the new year. She'll be talking baby food.
Welcome to Kidney News and Events on Rogers TV, Channel 22. I'm Ramon DeFranco. The cold weather is here, so get your skates sharpened and take in some skating at two of Ottawa's favorite outdoor rinks. The Sense Rink of Dreams at City Hall is now open and operates through March, providing consistent ice quality regardless of weather. The Lansdowne Skating Court, located behind the Aberdeen Pavilion at Lansdowne Park, is also open. If you don't have any skates, then not to worry. Rentals are available on site. Best of all, skating is free at both popular refrigerated outdoor rinks. Hours of operation are 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. at the Rink of Dreams and 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. for the Lansdowne Skating Court. To have your community news or events listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it.
Think it's okay to drive high? Think again. Drug-impaired driving is as illegal as drunk driving, and in Ontario, the penalties are the same. If police suspect you're driving under the influence of drugs of any kind, or a combination of drugs and alcohol, and you fail a roadside test, your license will be suspended immediately for up to 30 days. You'll pay a penalty of $198, and you can be charged with a criminal offense of impaired driving, the same as alcohol. Driving high is never okay.
My name is Cara, and I'm here with my friends Shane and Monique, and we're getting ready for season 2 of the Fitness Passion on Rogers TV. Join us right here.
Welcome back to Ottawa in the Know. Well, we know it's a holiday season, it's upon us, and our next guest is here to share how you can pre-order your Christmas breads, how to explore the holiday markets, and make sure all of this is part of your traditions and your table. Welcome, Natalie Herrera, owner of Nat's Bread Company. And if you have not already collected, this is in everywhere. You can grab it. It's the Edible Ottawa. You are in it, and all of our local vendors are across the city in here telling us how easy it is to shop local and be part of all the Christmas traditions. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. How are you?
You're so great because you're so busy that she's just like, I'm great. It is a busy season, so I really do appreciate you coming on. But it smells delicious in here. I wish you could be. It is bread. I shouldn't say just bread. But what are you offering this season that you're super happy about?
Every Christmas we kind of change it up and offer a bunch of holiday specials. I have them here on the middle plate. We're always inspired by the old world European style. My grandmother inspired my baking, and I baked with her when I was a child, and she's really the reason I wanted to open a bakery. She's Romanian, so a lot of our Eastern European influence comes in there. So we have chocolate babka, which is more of a Russian-Ukrainian thing. We have German rum raisin stollen, which I think is the most common of what we have on the plate. People would know that the most.
Yeah.
And then in the middle is our Romanian walnut kozonak. This is something that my family grew up with. We eat it every Christmas morning when we open our stockings and drink our coffee. It's like a lemony vanilla sort of loaf that's rolled up with a sweet walnut filling. It's fantastic.
My gosh.
It's great. It's great to give as a gift. It's great to serve. People pop in for meals and parties all the time. Bring it to your guests or offer it to your host, whatever you want.
So is that when we buy it from you, which you're going to tell us all about that, can we put it in the freezer if we're not doing it?
Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah,
okay.
So these are all sliced up, but I have cross sections of them here.
Yeah.
So we have babka, kozonak, and the stollen. So you can kind of see the size. This is about half of the loaf. The other half I've sliced up here. We have mini stollen snowballs as well.
I know, that's so lovely. I've had an opportunity to try them. I love them.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we figured, sometimes you live alone, or the people you live with are gluten-free, or whatever, and you want to enjoy your stollen, but you don't want to be ingesting a whole loaf. I'll eat a whole loaf.
Yeah, I'll eat a whole loaf too.
But some people are different, not like me.
Maybe you feel better eating one at a time so you don't feel like you're having a whole loaf.
Exactly.
What is the story behind the stollen?
My stollen?
Yeah.
I always liked it, but to me, it's like fruitcake. A lot of people are turned off by it because they just haven't had a good one.
Yeah.
So when I started making it, or desire to make it, I just kind of played around with what I would like in a stollen and trying to make it actually a really nice light loaf with good flavor and moisture, because sometimes stollen can be dry and dense like a North American fruit cake can. So
yes.
I'm quite proud of what we've done. We have raisins and candied citrus soaked in rum for days, and then we add that to the mix. There's piles of butter. It's not a diet food or anything.
Yeah.
And then a nice solid log of almond paste that runs through the middle.
Oh my gosh. That
All
is
of that
lovely.
contributes.
All of that is good.
Yeah.
So you have been at a couple of markets, and there's just only one left that you're going to be
That's right.
at. So how do we come see you?
So Greeley Good Market, which we were at all summer long, and it's a fantastic kind of small getaway out of the city. They're doing night markets Saturday nights. Last one is this coming Saturday before Christmas, 6 to 9 p.m. It's outdoors, so you got to bundle up, but we will be serving hot soup there as well, a Romanian soup that my grandmother and my mother taught me how to make.
What's in the soup?
You boil it down, it's a vegetable soup, lots of nice veggies, but it's got a bit of a sour note to it. We add lemon juice at the end and piles of herbs, and that really gives it kind of a nice tartness and wakes it up a little bit.
Yeah, which is nice because I actually had the opportunity to go to the European markets, the Christmas markets. I see in your eyes when they're glittering, you're just like, I love this time of year. And it's nice that we did the mulled wine, but I'm just as excited to walk around with your hot soup because that's what you get that inner warmth and you're seeing the rest of the market go by.
And there's loads of other options there too. Wonderful local vendors, hot beverages, hot chocolate, hot soup, there's pizza. So lots of options for keeping yourself fed and warm, and lots of options to shop local as well.
Yeah, that's true. If people can't get to the market, how can they order through you?
Our website, natsbreadcompany.com. We are offering pickup days on pickup and delivery options for our holiday products as well as our regular breads. December 20th, I believe, is the last Friday before Christmas.
Yep.
Yes. And then also a very last minute one on
19th, but that's okay.
19th. Sorry, thank you.
No,
19th, the Friday. And then Tuesday, the 23rd, is our very last chance for people to place orders for that day to have a pickup or delivery of our bread. So they can stock their fridges, stock their freezers just before the Christmas break. And then you don't have to do any baking.
Yeah, that is so. I think that's why I actually host this show, so I have these options and know exactly where to shop.
Exactly.
So you do a lot of collaborations. So you don't just have your own bakery. You're in quite a few other bakeries and you do things together.
Yeah, we're wholesalers mostly. So we work with other businesses and provide them with the bread they need, whether they're restaurants, caterers, hotels, retail shops, bakeries. Anything really. Yeah.
So we can go pretty much everywhere in the neighborhood and find something where you.
I think so. Yeah.
But it's good to check on your website.
Exactly.
First.
We have a full list of retailers that carry our products on their website, full list of restaurants that are supporters of us and carry our products on their menus. And yes, you can order our holiday breads and our regular breads online too for those last 2 pickup or delivery dates.
Yeah. And just a little bit about you and how you started this. What inspired you to start Nat's Bakery?
I mentioned it earlier. My grandmother, my Boonie, she's my father's mom. We always baked bread. She always baked bread when I was growing up and sweets. And I was always really drawn to that part, that aspect of what she did. And
how many years and counting are you now?
At Nat's Bread, 14.
Yeah, I know. Congratulations.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
I know. So you're going to have this holiday season. You're going to have a tiny bit of a break. I know you'll still be making bread. What do we have to look forward to in the new year? Have you got some ideas brewing?
Of course, always.
Yeah.
We are hoping to expand, not into new farmers markets, but maybe expand our presence in some of them. We're very happy members at the Parkdale Farmers Market, and we're talking with them about maybe being there more days a week, possibly 5, 6. Who knows?
Okay, so we could put a vote in somewhere?
Yeah, just send me a message on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe just do a little voting thing and we could put it forward. It's lovely to see you there. It's lovely to see you in all the shops that I'm in. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you at the Greeley Market.
Thank you.
Everyone at home, make sure you take that opportunity. It is the last Friday, and also, the last days that you can order from Nat's. She'll have it happening at your door or for pickup. Just make sure you get that timing right. All the details are below. And it's always lovely to have Nat in our kitchen and across our city. And if you stay tuned, we have a lot more coming up on Ottawa in the Know. Thanks for joining us. Don't go away.
The moment I started to feel more connected to the world was when I reached out to the foundation for funding for a camera. It gave me a way to process what I was feeling, and I began to heal. When I was coming into care, I was very reserved, I was very shy, and it gave me hope to see that there is an organization who knows that supporting a young person's passion is important for mental health. I wouldn't have had that chance without funding from Children's Aid Foundation of Canada.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Welcome to Ottawa in the Know. I'm Julie Findlay. I'm happy to be here to show you everything from bike trails to kitchen tales and all the things in between that make Ottawa so great.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy. Or you could use the Arrival Live smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit, or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivallive.org to find out more. Arrival Live, drive sober.
Some of Canada's most accomplished and fascinating people share their lives, insights, and stories each week on Canada Files. This season, I'll be speaking with former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, music producer David Foster, writer Malcolm Gladwell, and comedian Martin Short, among others. I'm Valerie Pringle. I hope you can join us.
Welcome back to Ottawa in the Know. Our next guests are here with an important message for our community: the need for blood and plasma donations, especially during the holidays and heading into the new year. They're here to help us understand why giving blood is so critical and how our community can get involved. Welcome Jen Grant, Community Development Manager at Canadian Blood Services, and Dylan Black, our amazing community. Everybody, you're always so engaged in our community. I feel like we should swap seats just to throw everybody off.
It is
welcome,
your show.
Yeah, welcome
Congratulations
to the show.
on the show as well.
Yeah,
it's
thank
amazing.
you very much. Well, you taught me all I know, so I'm
come
happy
on.
to be sitting here.
Thank
you. Jen, thank you, and thanks for bringing this guy on board. I'm sure he makes a big difference for you, for sure.
Oh my gosh, I feel like he brings me along. It's a treat whenever Dylan comes in, and he makes such a difference and really gets the word out there. So I'm so proud to be here.
Well, you're definitely a lot of the brains behind it because you know all the information. Why right now is it so critical to give blood and plasma?
For sure. Well, over the holidays, it's a challenging time in general. People are just booked with other things. There's parties, there's vacations, there's gatherings, and our statutory holidays, we might be off work. Maybe we normally donate through work, and now we're off work. So it is a time when we really need people to get out and think about donating more, because we still need to fill those appointments. So our hospitals still count on us throughout the year, and including during those very critical days where we might be busy doing something else. What's also interesting is that we have a steady donor base, which is great.
Yeah.
But we need to grow that donor base by 1 million new donors in the next 5 years so that we're able to meet the demands of the patients. So we do need our regular donors to come out and they donate over the holidays, but they might take a little bit of a break. So that's where we need some of the new blood donors to come out, blood and plasma donors, I should say, to come out, make their donations, give a contribution during one of the most critical times of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Dylan, you've been part of this since 2012, is it?
It's been a long time. So Yuck Yucks is on board, and what we do, we've created a New Year's blood donor clinic, and we hope that people start the new year by giving the gift of life. Really is as simple as that. I will be making my 125th whole blood donation during that year, and thank you. But I say that because I want to inspire people. It's an easy process, and the story goes with me is that my mom needed blood in the 1970s when she was giving birth to my brother, and if that supply wasn't there, I wouldn't be here because I came after my brother. So and then my dad in 2019 needed blood at the University of Ottawa Heart Institute. So we create this, we try to get the comedians out to give blood, we try to get the Ottawa entertainment scene out to give blood, and it takes under an hour of your time, and it's community. You meet people, you have fun.
Exactly, and it's in that just under an hour of your time, which
really
is fantastic. Okay, I want to talk about, you're saying blood and you're saying plasma. This is new?
Yeah, well, our plasma center's been around for a little while now, but we don't talk about plasma as often. So it's a very similar process when you're donating. But the difference with plasma, in a sense, is that plasma is about just a little bit over 50% of your blood volume. So if you take out the red blood cells, the white blood cells, and the platelets, you're left with plasma. And that is a very unique product. When you donate it, we can turn it into medications and therapies. And those are used to treat patients for various diseases. It's used in trauma as well, but also for immune diseases. And it improves the quality of life for patients beyond what we could ever experience ourselves.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay, and you're saying, I love this idea that it's a campaign essentially that's going to start at the beginning of January. Can you let viewers at home know how many appointments are available right now that can be filled?
Well, I'll say between now and January 3rd, we've got about just a little over 2,000 appointments at our Orleans Center and at our Carling Center. So Carling and Kirkwood is one of our major donation centers. The other major donation center is in Orleans, actually in Place Orleans Shopping Center, right next to Mark's Work Warehouse.
That's great.
So we have great parking. We've got wonderful staff. The process is nice and easy. We just need people to come on out, book those appointments, and come on in and see us.
And if people are at home right now saying, okay, I want to do this, it's super easy. I'm just going going to walk in, is there anything they need to do to check for themselves to make sure they're the right donor, or is that even a question?
Oh, no, for sure. Well, so checking your eligibility is super important. We encourage everybody to do that in advance so that there's no unexpected surprises when you get there.
Yeah.
And then once you've booked your appointment, you show up our wonderful reception, as Dylan can attest. He says our staff are like family.
They are.
So
They really are.
Come
It's
on,
fun.
you come in, you meet the family, you go into a screening room, and then you go on the bed. You actually make your donation. Plasma and blood are very similar. There's a few extra bells and whistles in the back with plasma, but it's really no difference to the donor. They don't really notice anything different themselves. And if you're a new donor, which we hope many new people will come out, you really won't notice a difference.
Yeah.
So the donation experience itself is really something rewarding. Our new slogan is you get what you, what is it? Oh gosh.
Who's saving
experience
who?
what you get when you give, and
Who's
who's saving who.
Right, yeah.
So experience what you get when you give. And that's, you can really see that in Dylan. He's like, it's such a wonderful experience. You leave there feeling great. That's the experience we want everybody to feel.
Yeah.
You know?
And Dylan, your first time when you went in, what was the experience like?
Oh my goodness! First time at 1575 Carling. I mean, because my first time would be going back to Vankley Kill days when I was a high school student, and they'd be set up in the gym. But at Carling Avenue, I love it. I remember it used to be a radio station, so I did my internship in that building. But now it's the full clinic, and I just love the atmosphere, the people there. It's nice that because I have been going there for years, the people know who I am, and so every time you go in, it's kind of like you're socializing. You're saying hi to people. You meet people, and then people always talk about the snacks after, which is great.
What's the snacks?
The snacks. But I mean, I brought my son. My son has watched me donate blood, and I've brought special people to see it, and I try to do whatever I can to influence people to let them know that this is an easy process.
Yeah, and it really is just checking on the website first to make sure that you're eligible, which there's no really bad things to do. It's just more checking to make sure that you're the right person to go in.
It's so easy. But then to touch on what Dylan said, when he brings people out and he tries to encourage other people to do it, bringing in groups gives people a real chance to feel like they're doing something that's special, but they're also with their friends, with their family, with their colleagues, even with their community groups. We had a pickleball group come in the other day.
I love
to donate plasma. It's just amazing. And
you know what? Thank you so much. I
Thank
love
you.
the idea of groups. I'm getting our groups together for sure. Always
Donate
love
blood.
having you on the show. Donate blood, get those things done. Well, they really just counted.
Welcome to Community News and Events on Rogers TV Channel 22. I'm Josh Rackless, and they've promised me that they're going to add special effects with a green screen to make it look like I'm tobogganing here. So here we go, because I've got a great outdoor activity for anyone looking for some free winter fun. Whoa! The NCC has two of Ottawa's most popular toboggan hills to slide down. Woo! Almost hit a tree. Head out to Bruce Pit at 175 Cedarview Road, or Conroy Pit on Conroy Road just south of Hunt Club. Whoa! Thrill seekers can plunge down the former ski hill at Carlington Park, located at 1640 LaPierre Avenue. Greens Creek off Bearbrook Road is another great spot, while Walter Baker Park in Canada features a tall hill with a long, thrilling ride down. I'm too scared, making it popular with local families. Visit ottawa.ca/sledding for a complete list of hills and plenty of information to keep you safe while tobogganing. I should wear a helmet. To have your community news or events listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it!
This is Ben Weiss of the Historical Society of Ottawa. Join us for a new series here on Rogers TV, where we explore Ottawa's fascinating history, the people, places, and events that shape the city we live in today. Join us as we go time traveling exclusively on Rogers TV.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
You're invited to join us for an hour to give. Each week we talk about philanthropy, time, talent, and treasure. You'll learn about what's happening in your community. Join us then.
Welcome back to Ottawa in the Know. I'm Julie Findlay, your host, and our next guest is, as of today, Ottawa in the Know's official go-to expert on money advice. And this holiday season, she's in full swing. She's here to help us make smart money moves in December, from planning holiday spending without a hangover to meaningful giving, year-end financial resets, and more. Joanne, welcome back. We're excited to hear about all of your tips.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Well, and I truly am officially our financial expert. I tell everyone when you're coming on, they're like, okay, great, ask her this. So Perfect. I've got a little bit of a list.
Yes.
Okay, when it comes to kids and spending, what advice can you give us?
Oh my gosh, well, let's just start December.
Okay.
Right? Holidays, we're busy. And so I always say December is where money and emotions collide.
Okay, that's true.
So when we think about kids and gifts, and a lot of parents feel the pressure to do more and more, what I love about kids and Christmas is having the 3 gift rule. Think something they want, something they need, and something to read or an experience.
Yeah.
I think that's really great because most kids don't remember how many gifts they've received, right? They're going to think about the feeling behind the gift.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. Okay. When you shop, what's the best way to shop? With credit, with debit?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Absolutely debit.
Okay.
And this is a big one. And this goes back to studies that have been done that people tend to spend 12 to 20% more when they purchase things on credit card.
That makes sense. And also this whole easy way of just tapping.
Absolutely.
You're kind of like in a moment and there's a lineup and you're like, do I do it? Do I not? And then yeah, it's done.
And so when we think about money mindset and being intentional with where we're spending our money, that is the easiest, right? You just tap and go. But when you're using debit or cash, it's really think about how much do I have to spend, right? So we're more intentional with where our money is going.
Okay, I like it. Okay, so December, like you said, has that emotion and also the spending, but it's also a good time for, you say, a financial reset.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you explain that? I feel like I don't even know how to reset in December.
Absolutely. Well, it's think about the habits, right?
Yeah.
The habits that we start now really set us up for success. And so first and foremost, when we're talking about being intentional, a 10-minute reset. Right? Look at, and I always say this, look at your spending over the last 30 days. It might take a little bit more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's no judgment here. It's just this idea of knowing where are you spending money.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a big one.
That's actually great advice.
Absolutely. And then when you think about the reset is setting up for, do we have an emergency fund? 3 months usually of expenses is what we recommend.
Okay.
That's a big one. The other one, and we've talked about this, insurance, right?
Yeah.
Do an insurance review. Insurance is an incredible tool to protect you and your family, right? So what do you have? Does it cover the lifestyle that you currently have? Does it protect you from the what happens if?
Yeah, that's a great idea. So that's a really important reset. It will be year end. And taxes are going to start to move in. I know we're not thinking about this in December, but we will be away on holidays for a little bit. So what advice can you give people right now about their money?
So there are really great ways to reduce that 2025 tax bill. And, I was so fortunate to be able to speak to you about this last month. Charitable giving is a big one. Right? And so for individuals who want to make an impact, they can do so, but they have to do it before the end of the year for it to count in their 2025 tax bill. So think about giving, right?
Yeah.
To a registered charity. You need to do it before the end of the month, and then you receive a charitable tax receipt.
Which really helps when you're doing your taxes in the end.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And is it sort of the more you give, the more it gives back to you in some ways? Is that the model we're letting people know?
well, it is, and it's
Yeah.
you know, it depends on your tax bracket, but people give because they care.
Yeah.
And then there's the taxable component. And I always say you don't have to give for one or the other. But
Yeah.
think about if you give $1,000 to a registered charity, and we know there are so many out there that are in need, you can save about $400 to $500 on your tax, on that taxes that
Yeah.
you owe, depending on your tax bracket. That's huge.
That's huge, and it actually is a great incentive, and it should always be that way. There's so that is our smart and meaningful ways for the holidays.
Yes.
We are going to avoid the January debt shock.
Yes.
I want to just spend the rest of this time so there's no surprise plan for anyone.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, my biggest tip for my clients and people that I work with is start a holiday spending plan.
Okay.
Right? Because most overspend during the holidays. So think about...
Which is not a bad thing. It's going to happen.
Absolutely.
It's
but
recording.
be prepared for
Yeah.
it, right? So how much are you spending on gifts? How much are you spending on entertainment, travel, all those things, and the unexpected? And so if I can, how do we avoid that January debt?
Yeah.
Nobody likes a big credit card bill.
No.
Right? And so when we plan, we know what's coming up. So we're going to use debit
Yeah.
or cash instead
Yeah.
of credit. We're going to track our spending. For the next, we have 20 days left.
Yep.
We're going to
That's
track
easy.
where is that money going. And research again shows that when we're conscious and we're tracking our money, we tend to spend less.
And realize you don't have to spend more.
Absolutely.
That's the other thing too, because as we're sort of even seeing the guests that are on today, when you have Paula Roy, this is simple. It's in your pantry, make something.
Exactly.
You don't have to go out and grab that hostess gift necessarily, and that shop local. It means more.
And it's meaningful, right?
Yeah.
And even when we go back to charities, and you know, I love strategic giving.
Yeah.
I'm all about that. But it may not be in the cards for everybody. And you know, donating blood is a really great way to give.
Yeah.
Right? Or maybe it's doing $50 a month to be able to support a charity that you think about. So it doesn't have to be huge to be meaningful.
Yeah, and I think in a world where there's lots, it's nice to think of other things that can be important and intentional.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We have less than a minute left. What is your biggest advice for people this holiday? You've given us a lot.
Yes.
But your biggest piece of advice?
Track, know where your money is going. You'll be so much better prepared in January. And, you know, we're really setting ourselves up for success in 2026.
That is brilliant advice, and I'm good with tracking, especially when it's only 20 days.
Exactly.
A small amount of time. Our official expert, she's going to be here every month, so make sure you tune in all the time. Thank you so much for this segment. We'll be up with one last one.
Hello, I'm Liz Dowdswell, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. In 2008, carbon monoxide, a deadly invisible gas, killed an entire family in our province. That tragedy led to a new law requiring homes with potential CO sources to have alarms. John Gignac's family members passed away that day, and he shares his story to save others.
Please make sure you have working CO alarms in your home. Protect your family today.
October 5th, 2014, my daughter was hit by a train. She was walking along the sides of the tracks, and it shattered her world.
Hi, I'm Michaela. I'm so happy to have these prosthetic legs. I wear them every day so I can do all the things I love to do. I like to hike, skate, and do gymnastics. Because of your donations, Lamps is able to give me these devices. When you donate, you help kids like me. Thank you.
Music and beyond.
one of Canada's most dynamic classical music festivals. From stirring symphonies to intimate chamber performances. Experience concert highlights filmed live in beautiful venues across Ottawa. It's more than music. It's art, literature, culture, and community, all coming together on one stage. Music and Beyond presents, only on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Ottawa in the Know. With the holidays approaching, we keep talking about it. So important. And our next guest is here to help families navigate season with less stress and more joy. From setting boundaries, managing overscheduled kids, and carving out self-care, welcome Jill Wright, time management expert and advocate for mindful family living. How are you?
I'm so great. How are you, Julie?
Good. I feel like you're even sitting there and you're exuding this calm. So I feel like we should all be there.
That's the goal.
Yes, it is. It's a busy time of year. So right away, how can parents start to set boundaries around time, spending, and family obligations? Big, loaded question, but it's on everyone's mind.
It is on everyone's mind.
Yeah.
And I think that boundaries are really hard at a time of year when we are so excited to just give and do all of the things. The last thing we're thinking about is reining ourselves in. But it is really important for us to set some limits on how we spend our time, energy, and money in this season so that we can be present without doing that overspending that we talked about with Joanne last segment, right?
Yeah.
Without saying yes to everything that's coming up available to us, because if we do everything, it feels less special. We kind of dilute the experiences,
Yes.
right? And so my recommendation is always see what is really important to you in terms of where you're spending your time, energy, and money.
Yeah.
And say no to some of the things that don't fit in that bucket, but really be present and intentional with what you're doing, what you are saying yes to, so it's valuable to you.
So it's sort of that idea of like social, family engagements, and all of those things that we have happening all over the season.
Yeah, and it's even things like, can you make the cookies for the kids' Christmas bazaar? It's like, maybe you can't this year, and that's okay, but maybe you're giving your time in another way. Maybe you're making your kids' Christmas special in a different way that feels more meaningful to you.
Yeah. And if it's something you really wanted to do, add it to a list for the next time.
Yeah. The last thing we want is more things on the list right now.
Okay, that's true too. Okay, I'm getting there. So let it go. Yeah. It will always come up. Overscheduling kids. Let's talk about that, especially during this time. How can we kind of manage that a bit better?
Yeah, I think if we're going to be doing these big fun activities, whether it be a Santa Claus parade that goes past the little one's bedtime, or New Year's Eve party, or all of these opportunities to eat the sugars that we're not normally eating with our kids, and whatever it is, to really build in some recuperation time, but also be selective about the ones that we're saying yes to. It always comes back to that. But making sure that we're building in expectation that we're going to have bad behavior after, potentially.
Oh, that's a good one.
Know that if you stay up late one night, you're going to have an overtired crew the next day, and you're probably going to have some situations that are going to test you. And it's going to test the kids. No one will be at their best. And sometimes that's okay. You still do the fun thing. But just be realistic about how we recoup from that, where we build in the recovery and the rest, and try not to book things back to back if you're able.
Yeah, definitely. I know family always comes in and there's things like that, but at least family, you know that you can tuck somebody in the back room to go for a sleep while you engage with the family. But you're right, the back to back. If you find yourself in this situation where you're overscheduled, you've done back to back, and there's too many things you said yes to, what is your advice for them at that moment?
At that moment, I think we can sort of step back and view it as a spectator. Is it really as, sometimes I say it's not that dramatic. Sometimes it just feels like when we're in the chaos and our nervous system is in fight and flight because we're all, excited sometimes in a good way, but we can feel overstimulated. And so any tricks that are gonna work could be like breathing, maybe even stopping and practicing some gratitude or mindfulness activities that nobody needs to know you're doing them, but they can just be a little check-in for yourself to sort of calm that nervous system in the moment. But to prepare, I always recommend extra sleep.
Okay, that's good.
Always.
You're always smiling when you say it, so
Yeah.
extra sleep might not happen. But that's part of the self-care that you always talk about. And what else can we add to that self-care?
Yeah, it's got to be brutal this time of year. It's not the bubble baths, right? It's not the spa days. We're too busy to add things
Maybe
in.
it's just a spritzer.
Exactly. Maybe
Yeah.
it's your favorite cup of tea in a quiet moment. Maybe it is a walk, even if it's snowing. Walk around the block, get the blood pumping, get some fresh air, get the sun on your skin. These are all things that we know are going to help us feel better. It's those little moments of exercise. Maybe it's taking the stairs, right? Parking a little further out, building them in. These things that we know are going to help us show up as our best. The best version of ourselves.
And so we're talking right now, of course, about a crunch time, but that's only about 20 more days. So we could probably just survive that. But going into the new year, what are some great tips to sort of start fresh, if it's right now, today, or if it's in 20 days?
This is a great question. I think you can start fresh anytime.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the thing. What we need to do is we need to get clear on what is valuable to us. Because for each person, it's going to be different, right? You're going to have a different goal come January 1st than I am, than the viewers are, right? And so being really intentional about going inward, what is important to me, and what does that look like in my life in this season? Because this season's going to look different for you than it will in the summertime.
Yeah.
When kids are back to school, it's a whole different energy. So I like to look at time and seasons, and we plan how we want to move through time based on what the reality is in our life and what our goal is.
Yeah, and from doing this, do you kind of always go back to your own reflection of how you even came to this business? Like, how did this all start, providing all this great information?
It was just by necessity, because I was a business owner. I have 4 kids. I wanted to get it all done. I thought there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way that I can do this without burning out, because that wasn't something I was interested in doing. I didn't want to have my cake and eat it too, but I wanted to have a slice of cake here and there as I was doing the things. And so for me, it just started looking at the advice that was out there that I was learning on podcasts and in books and things like that, and tweaking it for me personally. Like, what is going to work in my season of life? What's going to work in my reality with the amount of support I have or don't, with the obligations I have or don't right now? And just continuing to build the toolbox. And if something doesn't work for you in this time, ditching it without guilt. That was a good tool for then. Let's try something different, and being flexible with how that looks.
And it's sort of interesting too, because things can come at you that you're not planning.
Always.
How can people reach you to get some more advice and have some of these conversations?
My website's the best place to go. It's my name, jillwright.ca.
And we still have a few minutes left, so if you can impart some go-to Christmas moments when everybody's running back and forth. I feel like this Christmas idea comes into mind. You're so excited, and then people are going back and forth. You don't know where people are going, how to manage them. What are some good management tools in that time?
With activities and people, and even just like at parties with everything going on, I think just having a plan and checking in, whether it be the beginning of the day, the beginning of the event, whatever it is, the beginning of the week, whatever period of time we're talking about, knowing what's coming, knowing if there's going to be some white space for you to be able to have a time to like calm and relax and compose yourself, or if it's going to be chaos the whole time. But understanding what's coming can help you manage the little pieces. I'm a big fan of a scheduler of any kind. I'm a big fan of a to-do list. So anything you can do to keep yourself organized, whether it's paper or digital, is going to be helpful. Who's going where? I wrote down all the theme days my kids have, the dress-up days, and when's a Christmas bazaar, and when do we have the holiday concert. So for me, this next 10 days is chock-a-block. Knowing what's coming so that you can plan for any of those curveballs that life is definitely going to throw at you.
And you can see it straight ahead. And see what's in there.
You got it.
I love all this. There's ways we can say no to events, yes to events, just have it all on paper. I'm thanking you very much for coming in. I know it is a chock-a-block time in this as you're smiling through it. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you everybody at home for joining me. I hope you've learned something. There's so much to be in the know in Ottawa. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. That was great.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
If
If you're looking for straightforward recipes that are surefire crowd pleasers and really delicious, I hope you'll tune in to Season 5 of my show, Paula Roy's Favorite Foods on Rogers TV. There's everything from mouth-watering salads to delicious make-ahead meals, lots of baking, even some pickles, and I'm sure there's something for everyone in this season's lineup. I'll offer some ideas to help make your time in the kitchen more effective and fun, and perhaps you'll even watch it with your whole family.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university, so they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about